There we go.
Can I share?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, mine is in Spanish though.
Awesome, go for it.
Okay. Tonta, boba, mensa, inocente e ingenua, que sueña con ser de todos ella, aunque el malicioso la vea y vea y vea como una rareza, que se pisa y pisa y pisa y luego se quema, al hacerla tan pequeña con sus palabras de brea.
Beautiful. I do know some Spanish, and I caught like some of that. I like the it sounds really great. And I just love your delivery. I think you just have a beautiful voice, beautiful delivery.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to like multitask, answer the chat and call on people. Terry Rose, you are going for it.
Yeah, hi. Hold on. Where is it? I'm in a bowling alley, in case you're wondering what all that noise is.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
I know. I'm everywhere for this. Okay, so it's only a really short one. The fool is familiar, my excuse for messing up my life. How much intelligence does one have to acquire not to be considered foolish?
How much intelligence is one? I like that. I think you will never kind of like, I think we're, no matter how much we know, we will always just kind of have the beginner's mind or the foolishness in some areas. I think that's also kind of the message of the fool, is like having that sort of beginner's mind, and always, you know, we don't look before we leap. Sometimes we don't learn sometimes, and conversely, sometimes we, you know, start fresh and discover new things and kind of have to start as a beginner. So it's kind of the sort of the duality of the fool. Anybody else? Gustav?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm too happy with it, but here it goes. The fool, the 0 card of 78. The fool steps off the cliff in the rider waits. The white rose in his hand symbolizes freedom from desire's base. Will he fall to his doom without a trace, or soar to new heights on wings of grace? The choice is yours. This you must face.
Beautiful. I love just like leaning into the imagery and the symbolism of the card. That's cool. I think you can keep running with that. I could see a lot of potential with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else want to share? If not, I can go on to the next slide. Just let me pull up my slide deck again, because I somehow in the Zoom shuffle I lost like all these other things. So let me see where in the hell I even put that. Stand by. Slide deck. Here we go. Thanks for bearing with me, folks. Okay. Share screen. Here we go. Okay. And we will have a slideshow briefly. There we go. Okay. So next card is geez, sorry, me and technology tonight. Okay. Next card is the Lovers. As the name would suggest, the card can symbolize love and relationships or romance. It can also represent just duality in general, partnership, harmony, balance of opposites, or choices. Very often the card can represent a choice between different principles, maybe like a higher love or a more kind of like more primal love. The card's even often shown with sort of like in a Garden of Eden setting with an angel kind of presiding over the lover. So, you know, do with any of that what you will. I'm going to put on the music and the timer and drop the themes in the chat, and let's have some fun. Okay, here we go.
I was way up there. I blow a blow most everywhere. I'll be the moon when the sun gets down. Just to let you know that I'm still around. I'll be the weeping willow drowning in my tears, and you can go swimming when you were here. I'll be the rain to keep you warm. That's how strong my love. That's how strong my love. That's how strong my love.
Okay, we have about 2.5 minutes more if you want to keep going. Okay, that is time. Anybody like to share?
Okay, I'll share. I'm gonna have to work on it. I really like where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I have to do this. And I did write to the first prompt too, so maybe I'll mash it together, but
yeah.
Lovers. Balance of opposites, chest to chest. Our love flows from chakra poles, and I don't even know that I will never be able to love anyone else ever again. Our breaths entangle, touch not even established yet, and already you course through my ability to survive. Eyes locked, blurred at the edges. I am naked with clothes covering me still. My legs begin to wobble. I feel you down my throat already, through the center of my spine, settling in my groin, and I discover an ache there, a throbbing, strange sense of wanting to let go, knowing you are inside of me.
Yes.
Not bad for a 5-minute write.
That's the broad erotica right there. That is awesome. That is not only is that hot, it's also beautiful just because with like the chakra stuff and the soul connection and the like really deep love that's for 5 minutes. That is some awesome stuff. Keep that going. Gustav, did you have something?
I'll go. I'm kind of embarrassed after Marissa wrote such a great piece that I wrote so little, but here we go. The lovers of the major arcana, the 6th card, attraction, love, beauty, trials overcome hard. 2 lovers, male and female, Adam and Eve, bound in love beneath the tree of knowledge to never leave. The symbolism of oneness from 2, divine, with fortune's favor, I'll make you mine.
Nice. I really love how you just like you pick up on the symbolism of the cards and what's great about tarot is like you can take the meanings of this so many ways. You can lean into like the literal stuff, you can lean into the imagery on the cards, you can riff on the themes in like pretty much any which way you choose, and I think that's why it's such a fun kind of source of inspo. So yeah. We got anybody else?
Can I share?
Yes, go for it.
This is in Spanish also.
Mm-hmm.
Pero allá en la esquina, sentado entre humo, hay alguien que la mira con labios secos, ojos de niño y ojos primates. Imagina en ella un jardín de papalotes dentro de su pecho. Imagina un santuario de mariposas en su vientre, revolotean. Imagina una cascada de montes agrestes y feroces. ¿Quién sabe qué hay? Se imagina dándole cuerda a sus papalotes de papel china, rojo, azul, morado, rosa, amarillo, verde, todos los colores y hasta más. Se imagina acariciando despacito, despacito, las alas de sus mariposas, sintiendo el polen y la fuerza de la migración y la vida. Se imagina zambullirse en aguas salvajes y beber de ella hasta encontrar fósiles de su virginidad maltratada.
Beautiful. Butterflies in the stomach. Yeah, that's gorgeous. And the metaphors, the colors, the descriptions. I'm like I said, I kind of was like, Spanish is not my first language, so I was kind of like trying to pick up on it a little bit more, but I'm really just beautiful stuff that I was able to pick up on. You got a really great way with imagery.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else feeling it? Okay, I will go on to the next thing then. Okay, next. Okay, next card. Oh, okay. Whoops. Click. Okay, so next prompts are 3 cards: the sun, the moon, and the star. So the star represents positivity, manifestation, inspiration, self-actualization, like hope. Actually, you know, hold on a sec. I got this back afterwards. I'm reading these out of order. The sun is positivity, manifestation, inspiration, self-actualization. The moon represents intuition, dreams, insights, or illusion. The star represents trust, hope, divine purpose, and guidance. I will put those in the chat again. The song that is I'm going to put on is from a musician friend of mine who goes by Yaman Joe. He does a lot of really awesome like Spanish and Brazilian inspired world music stuff. So I will put the music on and the timer on, and let's take it away. There we go.
Canto así, la semilla de toda vida, canto así, que siempre nos acompaña, canto así, la semilla de toda vida, canto así, que siempre nos acompaña, lindo sol en el cielo, cada día me siento tus bendiciones, cada rincón es que brilla, linda vida y amor en los corazones. Tocando así, la semilla de toda vida, tocando así, que siempre nos acompaña. Tocando así, son semilla de toda vida. Tocando así, que siempre nos acompaña. Linda luna, eres mi guía. De las noches, ya estoy perdido. Energía, divina femenina, una madre de todos, somos bendecidos. Así, semilla de toda vida, así, que siempre nos acompaña. Así, son semilla de toda vida, así, que siempre nos acompaña. Y no soy madrugada, nuestra fortaleza para empezar el día. Y cuando cae, la noche con su suave gracia, quien nos alivia. Semilla de toda vida, canto así, que siempre nos acompaña. Semilla de toda vida, que siempre nos acompaña. Sol y luz, nos da libertad. Desde el comienzo,
Okay, another 30 seconds, wrapping it up. Okay. Okay, share. All right, sun, moon, and stars. Who wants to go?
I'm still writing.
No, cool. Do we need a little more time? Anyone? I can give us like another minute.
1 minute.
Okay, and everyone cool taking another minute? I'll assume yes. Okay, all right. We good? We all set? All righty, Gustav, take it away.
So the star, the sun, the moon in my eye, the star, the sun, the moon fill my sky with delights, insights, and hope. They come to me at the end of my rope to give me perspective how small my problems really are compared to the massive size of a star. The sun provides the inspiration for the moon's illusions, dissipation.
Nice. I like the interplay between the different cards and the different symbolism, and the kind of the perspective of the divine kind of powers and everything, and how that sort of how our lives sort of play into the larger scheme of things. It's really nice.
Cheers. It's hard to do the 3 cards at once. There's so much there.
Yeah, and you can do all 3. You can pick one. I think with any of the like multi card prompts, it's really just kind of choose your own adventure. Anybody else want to share? Okay, if we're ready to move on, I can go on to the next slide. Okay, here we go. All right, the Wheel of Fortune. So this card represents, as the name would imply, fate, change, movement and progression. Can also represent free will and what is in our power versus not in our power, luck, karma, or cycles. You can use any of the imagery here. You can even riff on the words themselves, Wheel of Fortune. You can use the song, whatever you like. And got a little David Bowie for us, and will give us 5 minutes, and let's go.
Still waiting for, and my time is running wild. Every time I thought I got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I took myself to face it. I've never caught a glimpse how the others see fake off. I'm much too fast to take that test. The sights, but never leave the stream. So the days flow through my eyes, still the days seem the same. These children, they try to change their worlds. Are immune to the unconstitution. They're quite aware of what they're going through. That
We got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Okay, that is time. Who wants to share?
Can I share?
Yes, go for it.
This is a short one. Dame la vuelta, ándale, ándale. Mira que lo puedes hacer. ¿Qué seré? ¿Un 7, un 13, un 21? ¿Cuántas veces me darás la vuelta, querido? ¿Cuántos minutos te quedan de suerte, mi amor? Quizás mañana yo ruegue a los brazos de otro y voy a rodar y rodar hacia él, que también quizás quiera jugar conmigo y de la suerte se le dé tenerme por un minuto o dos, o quizás más. Así como hoy tú me tienes entre la derecha y tu corazón. No sé qué vendrá, lo que importa es venir, venirse y otra vez venir, para que la suerte te sepa solo a mí, aunque mañana ya no esté aquí.
Nice. Less about luck and fate and movement and motion. I think that's kind of the essence of the wheel there. That's great.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Gustav? Oh wait, you're muted. You're still muted. I gotcha. Hang on.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
All that preamble is worthless. The wheel of fortune turns, away the fears it burns. Destiny is yours to take. The wheel portends success, it's never fake. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are fixed. Signs portend luck and changed mix with the wheel's incessant turning, abundance for which you are yearning.
Yeah. Oh man, I love your stuff is so powerful. I'm like fired up. I love just kind of the intensity of that and the symbolism with the card again with like the different signs of the zodiac in the corner on the if you look at the middle card, that's the more traditional Rider-Waite deck, and it's usually featured with the four characters in the corners there represent the four fixed signs of the zodiac. You've got like the angel or like the man for Aquarius, the eagle, which was a traditional sign for Scorpio. You got the lion for Leo, the bull for Taurus, also the symbols of the four evangelists. And there's like so much stuff to work with, but it's really cool how you pick up on that. Anybody else? Anybody else rocking out to Bowie while that was playing? I know I was. Okay, I think we can jump ahead here. So now we are going to go into the minor arcana and the cards, which are laid out a little more like a traditional card deck with the numbered cards and the suit cards, the court cards. Just click here. There we go. Okay. So the minor arcana has four suits: swords, coins or pentacles, cups, and wands. And each corresponds to a different element and also to the different sort of symbolic qualities of that element. Cups represent water or emotions. Very often if you get cups in a reading, it's dealing with matters of the heart, matters of relationships, also creative inspiration. Swords represent air and intellect, and also the standing up for truth and for what's right. Coins represent the material world. That can mean literal material resources, or it can just be like sort of things that can be felt, touched, perceived, the body, our legacies, the earth. And wands represents passion, fire, literal or figurative fire, creativity. A lot of times I had included the little sort of pen paintbrush thing in there for us writers, and just drive and initiative. So with any of those in mind, you can take all the suits, you can pick a particular suit, however you want to do that. Gonna put on the music and the timer, and we will have some fun. Okay, about 1 more minute to go. And that's time. Okay. Okay. Anybody want to share? keep losing my screen here, but I had it set up so I could see both the participants and the screen share at the same time, but that's kind of patching, looking a little patchy going back and forth here. I will find you if anyone wants to share, raise your hand, drop it in the chat. I will figure this out. Does anyone also need more time to work on anything? We got some wiggle room if anyone does need more time. Okay, Gustav. Okay, take another minute. All righty. Gary Rose?
You don't want to hear this, but I'm going to read it anyway.
Do it,
It's hard to write poetry when you're bowling. It's really hard. But I'm
Multitask,
trying.
yes.
One of my poems ends up being about bowling. All right, let me get over there. Okay, so I have like only 2-liners because that's all I can really do. Did I read that one? A l'amour, never easy, always tragic, not my cups of tea lately. Why do fools fall in love? Because we, like scarecrows, do not realize we have a brain. We're off to find the wizard, to shine the golden path to the Emerald Tower of money that will cost to successfully break this union that was not in the cards. Okay, that's really, I'm on that roll with that. The next one is the sun shines in my eyes, warning my flesh. Wait a minute. The sun shines in my eyes, warming my flesh, yet blinding my vision. The moon speaks to me and says, where are your sunglasses? But my stars, what big teeth you have. That's that one. And it's going off the rails now. Never believing in luck. Did I say that one already? No. Never believing in luck, not one to play lottery or throw away money. Yet I am what I call blessed. Grateful I'm not homeless. Knowing what that feels like, and I keeps moving. Knowing what that feels like, and that there is no wheel of fortune for that. That needs help. That one needs help. Okay, my bowling game is not fire. As a girl, my parents brought me, and that uncontrollable curve dominated the lane. I learned to stay out of other people's lanes. My cup is not running over with crushed pins. I never crush it. Let me get a magic wand to improve my chances. So bad. Okay, that's bad poetry for the night.
That's fun. It's fun. It's like a mashup. It's like a mashup. You get like the Wizard of Oz thing.
Anti-poetry.
No, this is cool. I'm liking these riffs. Gustav?
Okay. With this sword, I slice through air. The world of the intellect is never fair. With these pentacles, I am bound to earth. I know its value. I feel its worth. With these wands of passionate fire, I honor my needs, my wants, my desire. With these cups, I drink emotions so deep, bought so dear that must never be sold so cheap.
Ready?
Nice. Yeah, your stuff always just sounds like so much like a spell. It's so cool. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, kind of shifting around my chair here. Edith, you wanna share?
Sure, thank you. Desenfunda tu pluma de tinta o baterías. es la misma. Tus palabras en papel, en pantalla o en la arena, es la misma. Tus poemas al aire para nadie, para muchos o solo para ti, es la misma. Que todo venga desde el alma, las heridas, lo que fuiste, eres y serás. Que todo venga de tus sueños rotos, nacientes o vivos. Que derrames tu existencia en palabras nativas, bilingües, trilingües o políglotas. Es todo lo que importa. Porque después de todo, el devoto poeta no es el mismo con las palabras de ayer y jamás lo será.
Nice, beautiful. This kind of like this meditation on like poetry itself and on like the communication and expression that comes from. I mean, there's a reason that, you know, the tarot is so inspiring to artists in general. So yeah, great stuff. Marissa, you got something?
I'm just listening right now because I'm working on Shaki's manuscript. So
all good.
Y'all are giving me inspiration.
Sweet, awesome. Okay, do we have anybody else who's up for it, or I can just go back to the share. And also putting it out there, if folks prefer to rather than like share immediately after the prompts, we can just keep going and you can like share whatever you want from the workshop overall at the end. If that's more preferable, I am kind of open to however we want to play it. Anywho, let me just put this back up here. Okay, so these are the court cards that we're going into now. These, you know, sort of like you've got like the king or the queen or the jack in the traditional playing card deck. The tarot suits each have their the king, queen, knight, and page, which really kind of represent the different qualities of each suit or each element. Like knights usually represent the active force of each suit, defense, questing, really more action. The page representing beginnings, study, youth, kind of messages, the more learning and communicative side of that. Then you've got the queens, which are feminine energy, manifestation and generation and nurturance, cultivation of things, and the kings, which are masculine energy, leadership, protection, defense, stewardship of any of the qualities of the suits of the intellect, of the emotions, of the earth, of passion and inspiration. So I'll put on the music and the timer, and let's see what we do with this.
Bastions of a place, look down on the thunder in his face. Introverted spectacle in the flowers on the rocks, daisies in the ramparts blowing free. His heart was divided, clouds gathered in the sky. The belfry made of wood and steel, silenced in its cry. Something must happen. What wouldn't say? Shown within the wider glance of history. His mission, transmission, technology. What on the church? This one caught his eye. He put Bishop in his place, but smooth with melancholy, too severe. Inner burdens weighed upon him lightly. Ran over him. Not a sound would sing. All the ancient knowledge lay in pieces on the ground. The cause of all this was not for love of me. His mission, transmission, technology.
About 1 minute more. Okay, we are at time. Anybody want to share?
Can I share?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Hey, mi rey, me inclino a sus pies a beber de su miembro, pues tengo sed. Ah, cómo me sabes a mares tormentosos en guerra. Barcos navegando a mundos nuevos, cómo deseo ser tu mundo en este momento. Conquístame, mi rey, por favor. Toma mis tesoros escondidos bajo mi piel, que son para ti. Haré un poco de batalla para hacerte gruñir y gemir conmigo, pero al final seré siempre tuya, y aunque lo sabes, te digo, soy tu reina consorte, tu cortesana, tu esclava de amor.
Ooh, wow. That is beautiful. That is just the sensuality you brought with that. I'm guessing that was like the King of Wands and inspired with the just like stuff like about like the feeling on your skin and the desire. It's really like lovely stuff. Wow.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll go.
Cool.
King, queen, knight, and page all play their roles upon the stage. Each suit has a part to play. King's masculine energy to win the day. The queen's fecundity, the divine feminine cultivated from this earth's bounty never separated. The knight's drive and passion questing, ever defending and never resting. The page's beginnings, studies, and communication, the starting point of affiliation. The royal court is the energy applied to all things that happen before the fall.
Cool. Yeah, just great, like just kind of encapsulation cross section of the court cards. Nice, very nice. Anybody else wanna share something? Yeah. Court of public opinion. Yes. The fourth estate, is that the fourth estate public opinion? Yeah. The press, that was it. What they call the fourth estate. Okay. All right, so we are at our final prompt for the evening. This is, I call it the wild card. And it's based on a card that it's kind of a little bit of a mini reading that we'll use for inspiration. Now, when I first started doing the workshops, I would just like shuffle the cards in real time and pull just one. But when I hosted these with PGN back in September, Lawan actually made this great suggestion of doing a reading for the group. So earlier today, I pulled some cards just sort of asking what's the message for the group tonight. And here are the ones that came up. So our reading, we got the Eight of Wands, which represents messages, fast action, fiery creative energy, news and sudden opportunities, travel, and just unblocked, all systems go. Then we have the Lovers reversed. So you get to write to the Lovers again if you didn't or you can continue on your original Lovers one. The breakdown of relationships, imbalance between the self and the others, inability to choose, blocking out love. And then we have the 10 of Cups reversed, which represents unsupportive environments, disharmony in the home, and seeking a sense of belonging and acceptance. All images are from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. That's one of my favorite decks. That's kind of the one I use most often lately. She, as I will link to in the final slide, she has an online oracle where you can virtually pull cards or just look at all the ones in the deck. So I'm gonna put on music and timer, and let's write to our group reading.
Church me. Is the song sounds I see.
Okay, 15 more seconds. Go. Okay. Anybody want to share what they wrote to the group reading?
This one was hard.
Yeah, interesting mix, yeah.
I'll go if that's okay.
Sure, yeah.
The 8 of Wands, I spoke too soon. All fire, no thought to you. The lovers reversed, my words did hurt, though they rang true. The 10 of Cups reversed, we just don't click. In this relationship, something's sick. I seek harmony, acceptance, I want to belong. But with us, my dear, there's something wrong.
I like what you did with that. And I mean, as with a reading, you're kind of reading the symbols and cards in context, you know, and as like sort of almost like a story, like a progressive story. And I think with readings, I mean, readings can be a good source of inspiration in of themselves, because it's not so much even just about the individual cards, but also how they sort of relate to each other. So I think you did very well with that prompt.
Cheers.
Yeah. Anybody else want to give a crack?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the workshop. You helped me out to unblock a few things, a story in my chest. And it feels so good right now that I take that out, thanks to you and Marisa also for giving us this space. So really appreciate it.
Oh,
thanks everybody who shared also and stay here with us. It was amazing.
Okay. El gusto es mío.
Gracias. Muchas gracias a todos.
Great, thank you.
I brought my tarot cards if you wanted to see some of the artwork.
Yeah.
Like here's some of the artwork.
Let me pin you.
Oh no, you don't have to pin me.
Oh wait. Okay. What if I want to pin you?
Queen of Swords.
Oh, cool.
Trying to do it where it's not getting too much of the glare.
That's
like, oh, Justice. It's funny that I pulled that card.
Nice. Those are cool.
It's so simple, but it's I like this in Queen of Wands. Very effective artwork, very colorful.
What deck was that again?
This is the Pathfinder's Tarot.
Pathfinder. Okay, cool. Pathfinders.
It's just so beautiful. I love in the moon. You know, we talk about the moon.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
I love. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a very simple deck, but it's like me. It's very low maintenance. 3 of Wands, but it's very colorful.
Yeah.
It has there's a lot of color and just really beautiful things in this deck. So
yeah. What's really cool about is there's so many variations on the artwork of the like Rider-Waite's master like sort of tarot deck. I actually collect decks because I'm just a sucker for anything with pretty artwork. So it's always cool to see like there's like so many different kinds of tarot, like everything from like baseball tarot, Lord of the Rings tarot, vampire tarot. There's like so many variations on the theme.
That's interesting.
Actually, yeah.
And Shaki said you should do a poet tarot like thing, which would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Instead of wands, we would have pens.
Yes. Well, I actually have a poem
Instead
called
of swords, we would have microphones.
Yeah.
Or pens instead of swords and microphones instead of wands.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I actually wrote a poem called Queen of Swords, which is like basically about using poetry and using like one's voice and expression as like sort of like that force for truth.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna, here's sort of my final thoughts here. So if you want to learn more, there's a couple of good books on tarot. The very first one I ever read, I'm pretty much self-taught. I've been reading cards since I was 14. I just bought myself a deck and a book and just kind of, learned through a lot of practice. And the book I started out with was Tarot for Beginners, an easy guide to understanding and interpreting the tarot. It's a really good, it gives a lot of good history on tarot and also the meanings of the individual cards themselves. The Between the Worlds podcast is a tarot inspired podcast and also general kind of witchy topics, but they do deep dives into individual cards and themes, and they will have different episodes, will have different guests who can speak to the themes of each card. A couple of the artists and decks I like, some of which were featured tonight. Chris Ann and the Lightseers Tarot. She has a hard copy deck you can buy, and there's the online oracle with the different card meanings. Ciro Marchetti, who is an Italian graphic artist. He does these really elaborate, like beautiful kind of steampunk and fairy tale and kind of carnival-esque images, all done by computers, and they're so intricate that like you would be really impressed by like what he's able to do, just like all digital. And Chris Waldher, who is a Brooklyn-based author and visual artist. She actually lives in my neighborhood. I've yet to actually meet her in person, but we've kind of circled around each other. And she's written a couple, she's designed some decks, she's written a couple books inspired by tarot, and she offers, periodically, she offers tarot for writers online courses, which are really cool. So yeah, that's kind of the workshop for tonight. If anyone's got any questions, comments, takeaways, and also a little Yes.
I would just say, you know, be generous this evening. This is an incredible workshop that we're putting on for free. Please make sure and tip Emily Cortez for her work, for her time tonight. If you got something out of this, if you were inspired at all, if you were moved at all, if you learned anything at all, you know, please give something to her as a tip. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it should be something, just something. Buy her well, I would say a gallon of gas, but she lives in Brooklyn. I don't think she drives. But buy her a gallon, buy her a cup of coffee, buy her a Metro card for the week. Like, go do something. Don't do nothing is the point when we have these events that people are able to come to. Venmo is Emily S. Cortez, EMILY, the letter S, Cortez, CORDES, for those who might be watching this back. Also, she's on Zelle. Do we say it Zelle or Zelle?
Zelle.
Zelle. All right. See, clearly I have Zelle. Emily S. Cortez at gmail.com, and the PayPal is the same as well. If you do not have any of those, reach out to us at Word is Right, and we can, we have people send us sometimes tips in the mail, so cashier's check, money orders, those things. Cash App are also available. So yes, so it looks like we have Zelle, PayPal, and Venmo. The Venmo is Emily S. Cortez. The Zelle and PayPal is emilyscortez at gmail.com. So please, yes, tip our workshop host tonight with something. Plus, you can also buy her book. It's an amazing book, Armful of Poppies. So you can also support the artists by purchasing their books and do all of that wonderful stuff. All right, so I turn it over to you, my dear.
Oh yeah, thank you all so much for coming tonight. It's like I said, it's a pleasure to just sort of to hear what people are able to write out of this, and I am always very eager to see, you know, how these poems develop. So if you're able to like turn these into a more cohesive piece, please don't be shy about sharing them with me. I'm always so honored to get to see what folks can do. And again, little shameless plug, I also do tarot readings. So if you would like me to give you one, I do, you know, in person. If you're in New York, distance, over Zoom, whatever you feel like doing, you can contact me at the following places that I've listed here on IG, Facebook, or just email. And yeah, I'm always happy to stay engaged with people through that. All right. And yeah, thank you all for coming tonight. And yeah, peace out.